Hello again, my dear friend. Today, we are going to talk about how to relieve for yourself muscle tightness in your neck and upper shoulders. Stick around and let me teach you a little thing. I'm Jen, single mom, artist, and entrepreneur. This is my journey to building life by my design. Come along while Jen juggles it. So, as a business owner myself, I am no stranger to stress, and I carry most of my stress in my neck and shoulder areas. So sometimes I will wake up in the morning after a restless night with a giant knot that is just going to ruin my whole day. And I am sure you have experienced the same thing. Now, I highly recommend visiting a trained massage therapist that can really work that knot out and all of those muscles surrounding that knot that caused that issue to begin with. Anyway, it's basically where those muscle fibers lay flat normally, but when they are stressed, fatigued, overused, whatever, they kind of bunch up, and that's what causes a muscle knot. Now, ideally, you not only want to massage out that knot itself, but all of those surrounding muscles and tissues, because all of that stuff in your body is related to itself. So since everything kind of connects to each other, getting one knot out, if you haven't relaxed the rest of those muscles, a lot of times means that muscle knot will just come back. However, if you're in pain, if you can't function today, if you can't turn your head to one side because there's a knot in your shoulder, like that's not going to do, right? And sometimes you can't get into your therapist right away to get all of those kinks worked out. So you need to have some strategies on how you can do that for yourself. So first, let's get a tiny anatomy lesson. All right, so let's talk about the major muscle groups in your back. The muscle that's closest to the surface of the skin is your trapezius muscles. You have an upper, lower, and a middle trapezius. Those muscles all connect in some way to your scapula bone, which is the big bone in your back that sticks out when you do a chicken wing. They all connect in some way to the scapula and to the spine. Underneath those muscles is a variety of additional muscles. Those muscles include the rhomboids, the erector spinae muscles, which are the ones that the trapezius muscles. You have two rhomboids, rhomboid major and rhomboid minor. Major runs in that strip, in a strip between your spine and the upper part of your scapula. You also have the erector spinae muscles, which run parallel to the spine. You also have your levator scapulae muscles, which run from the top of the scapula up into your neck. So, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that can get knotted up and messed up and angry. So when any one of those muscles is affected, any one of those muscle groups is affected, all of them are going to be affected in some way. The best way that I have found to work out knots in that area that you can do by yourself, if you have a partner, you can have that partner rub those muscles, right? But if you're a single mom like myself, that's not always an option. These are lacrosse balls. You can buy them at any sporting goods store. They're a couple of bucks a piece. They're super cheap, they're easy to find, they're easy to get your hands on. You can buy balls that are intended for massage, and they make all different kinds of materials. I like these because they are solid rubber. They're hard enough to really put some oomph against that muscle, but they give. I'm going to show you now how to use this ball. You are likely only going to use one ball at a time. I will say, aside from what I'm about to show you, these are really great for feet. After you've been on your feet all day long, or you've been wearing heels, or if your feet are just super worn out and tired, these are great, amazing on the arches of your feet. But that's for another day. So we are going to assume that I have a knot in my shoulder right here where my shoulder blade meets my spine. See how when I do like that, you can see that muscle right in there. Now you can do this two ways. You can do it up against a wall, which is my favorite method. You can also do this laying on the floor and laying onto the ball. I find against a wall is easier for me to control my pressure level and to control where on my back the ball gets centered and ends up. It's easier for me to target that muscle against a wall than it is on the floor, but you can do it either way. So I am literally going to take this ball. Now, if my pain is up in here, then I can place it right up in here. And I can just press into the ball, which feels heavenly and amazing. I actually do have a knot in my shoulder. It's just the opposite shoulder. So I'll be doing this for a little bit after I'm off camera, frankly. So we're gonna assume though, for this purpose, that it's down in here. So I'm gonna drop the ball down the wall, and I can go up on my tiptoes or bend down and just press my body into that ball, whoop, into the wall until I get that where I need it, and I can work that muscle the way that I want to work it. Make sense? If I want it to go lower, I can do that as well. So I can put it in from the bottom if I want to do like down here in the muscle, and then lean against the wall until I have it in the right spot. And if it's too low, then I can just move down the wall until it's in the right spot. Super simple, right? So what we're doing is a version of trigger point therapy, which most massage therapists learn in their schooling. Trigger point therapy is basically based on the idea that you are applying pressure to the muscle, causing ischemia, which is it turns white because you're stopping the blood flow to that tissue. And by stopping the blood flow just for a little bit, a really short amount of time, you don't want to press hard into that muscle for more than about 30 seconds. But by stopping the blood flow to that muscle tissue just for a few seconds and then letting go, then it floods with blood, so it turns pink. And that denial and flooding of blood flow to the tissue will cause the tissue to relax. In this case, will cause the muscle and the knot in the muscle to relax. It's a really great method, a really great option for those of us who don't have somebody at home that can help when we've got a painful muscle knot that we just need somebody to work on, even if it's just for a few minutes. Then you can schedule a real massage when you have a chance and really get all of that tissue nice and worked out. So that is my tip. I think every single woman, every single man, every single anything out there deserves to know how to not be in pain and have some authority over their own body and be able to handle small issues like that come up. I hope you like this. Have a beautiful evening, and let me know if you tried it and how you liked it.